Hello world, Shelly here, and it's time to geek out over another skincare device that I've gotten from AMIRO. This is their U1 UltraLift ultrasound at-home device. If you've seen my previous videos on some of their other devices like their radio frequency device, this is like the next step up from that for facelift-ish impacts on your skin. Now, this one retails a bit higher. I do have a $270 off code Geek U1. I will put it in the description down below, but that brings this price to $519.99. Yes, expensive. Are the treatments that you would get at a med spa any cheaper than that? Actually, no, you're likely up in the four-figure range for a similar treatment at a spa. This is not sponsored, but AMIRO did send this to me free of charge. Thank you, AMIRO. I do get a small commission if you use my link and my coupon code, but I do not get paid to make this video. And as I mentioned previously, AMIRO has reached out and asked if I would be interested in continuing to test out their products and explain the science behind them to you. And I said, why, yes, I would, because at this point I've used enough AMIRO products that I am comfortable saying that I like their products. They work. I appreciate them. I'm comfortable recommending them to you. So I've been using this for about 2 weeks now. What I'm going to do today, I'll give you a demo on how to use it and then talk through the science and the ingredients that come in the mask. Now, the mask that you use with this one is one that I will actually, for once, recommend that you use the one that they make for it and not other ones. But we're going to talk about that. So let's get into this. Let's talk about what this thing does, what it is, why you might be interested. Why am I wearing my glasses, you ask? Because you should remove contact lenses before using this device. And so I've done that. I apologize if the glare drives you nuts. I will take the glasses off in a minute. The U1 device has 3 modes to it. It's got an express mode, which is kind of like a maintenance mode situation where you can glide it along your face with the conductive gel. But the 2 modes that are really the ones you're going to want to hang out with are the stamping modes. And there's a gentle and an intense. Now, I'm still in gentle mode. I've been using it for about 2 weeks now. They also recommend if you have sensitive or reactive skin, you might stay in gentle mode. That just might be where you live. And there's 3 different levels of each one of those modes. They compare this to facelifts, right? Let's think about what happens with a facelift. The layer of your skin that a facelift is targeting is that layer that goes between the muscles beneath and the outer layers of your skin. SMAS is the acronym for it, and I'm actually going to say it because I practiced pronouncing this. It's your superficial musculoaponeurotic system. First time, got it. Basically, it's that layer of conductive tissue between your muscles and the outer layers of your skin. So as we age, that gets more lax, and then, gravity, things are kind of coming down. So if we can stimulate that layer to increase its collagen production in that area and tighten things up, then you get a mild lifting effect. And that's the same layer that they're targeting when you do a surgical facelift, like when they actually go in and snip and cut and all that stuff. So this is the same principle. The ultrasound is targeting that layer, stimulating your body to then do better work there and repair. It's almost like micro damage, kind of like you think of like microneedling, things like that. You're kind of like stimulating, false damage where your body's like, oh, I got to fix things. And then it goes and it fixes the things. And as a result, your skin looks better. Now, this takes commitment, as most skincare things do. Your body's repair cycle is approximately 28 days. So what I do to my skin today is really not repaired until 28 days from now. That's 4 weeks straight out the gate. Now, to see cumulative results, because one treatment is not going to do a whole lot, you really need 3 to 4 months. You have to commit to your skincare routine if you want to see results from this. So if you were to go to a med spa, the similar treatment you'd be looking at is the HIFU treatments, I wrote that down too, high intensity focused ultrasound. You're getting a slightly lower strength version of that with this device. The thing that differs is in the electrocurrent portion of what this device does, because in a spa setting, in a clinical setting, that microcurrent is usually pretty strong, and people can describe it as, feeling like you got like zapped in the face with a rubber band, like a pew. You're not going to get that with this device because the microcurrent, they've leveled it out. It is less strong. You are still stimulating the muscles kind of the same way you would do like with exercise under the skin, but not at that super high strength that you'd be getting in a clinical office setting. So how do you use this thing? Take the cap off. It is magnetic, so it stays put and it will click back on there like the very satisfying lipstick cases that I love. And we have some button controls here. The first thing you want to do is just press it quickly one time to check your battery level. And my battery's good because I just charged it. If you need to charge it, it does have the little water blocking port in the charge hole. So make sure that that is closed when you are not charging it. You don't want to break that off because it does keep water out of the device, since you're probably storing it in your bathroom. Now, the next step is we get our mask ready. And well, before we do that, we remove our contact lenses. Take your contacts out, especially if you have soft contacts. Contact lenses are, these days, up to 75% water. Water conducts electricity. This is a more powerful device than some of the others we have used. Is it megahertz, gigahertz? See, this is why I have my glasses. I already forgot the number of hertz. 4 megahertz, it's megahertz. I remember the number, not the unit. One thing I love about AMIRO makes all of the technical information about these devices available, so you can look up what the current is. Like they're very transparent about all of that, and I like that. I like transparency. So I'm taking my glasses off because I need to access my face, and now I can't see you, so I hope I'm looking at you. Take your contact lenses out. They're made up of 75% water. You do not want to conduct current into your eyeballs. Let's just be as safe as possible. You also want to remove any jewelry, earrings, necklaces. Take it all off. Review the manual because you don't want to be using this device on your throat, your windpipe, your lymphatic area. That is why the specific mask that they make to use with this is actually important. Now, the upside, it has fantastic ingredients. We will talk about the ingredients after I do the demo, but the mask is printed with some color coding that the device actually recognizes and picks up so that it is sending the current in the right amounts in the right areas of your face. You'll see what I mean as soon as I get it out of here. So all of these color blocks on the mask are to help you in the stamping process. Now, this is for the 2 modes that are the stamping modes, the gentle and the intense stamping modes. So you want to put this with the color blocks to the outside. And that is so that it's basically guiding you so that you're not going to accidentally be applying this where you shouldn't. See how it's not going down my throat? So you get your mask on. I hope you can still hear me through the mouth. I'll try and open the mouth a little more, just so you can hear me a little bit. Now that we've got our grid laid on, we are going to turn on the device. Now you hold down the power button and there's a little colored ring that will tell you what mode it's in. So when it's green, it's gentle. When it's red, it's intense. and you double click the button to change that mode. You single click to change the level of the power. Now we are going to stamp each square 3 times, and it's going to vibrate so that we know that it started and when to stop. So the other trick is you want to make sure that it's facing upright. So this little, the little top part is facing up, and that you get flat contact on the skin. You don't want to be unevenly applied. Now I'm going to pull my mirror up to the side here. Whoopsie, knocking things over. Get this stuck to my face, and you hold it. It buzzed once, and then it's going to buzz again. Take it off. Put it back on. Take it off. 3 times. Now, I'm at the lowest mode right now. And I really barely feel anything. It feels like a little buzz. Maybe a little warmth. But it's actually less than, I would say, the RF device initially. So there's my 3 spots there. We're going to hold it for 3 more on this side. And you're basically just going to do this for each of the squares. You do not want to go off of where these squares are, because the whole point of these squares is to make sure that you are doing this in appropriate places and not doing it where you shouldn't be doing it. So 3 presses for each one. It's going to buzz at the beginning and the end of each press. And that's it. You just go through your whole face like this. Now, I'm just going to do a couple spots here so you can see how this works. It's the same process. You don't want to go up close against your nose. You don't want to go against the against your throat. You don't want to go in your lymphatic area. And since I'm being so slow here, there it is. My mask is sliding around. There we go. Once you've done your entire face, you're done. I'm not going to make you sit through my entire face. Hold the red button to end it, turn it off. And let me put this on the side because I'm actually going to wear it later. Like, as soon as I finish this, I'm going to go back and finish my face. But generally speaking, when you finish doing that whole process, you then want to get all of the essence into your skin, because there are some really good ingredients in here. You can leave this on for another 10-15 minutes after you perform the process and use it as a facial mask that you'd be, you know, like one that you would wear and sit with for a little while. Where are my glasses? I cannot see you. I feel so strange that I cannot see you. And now I can't. Here they are. That's how much I can't see. Like, that's how bad I cannot see. So you go through that whole process and then enjoy a good little 10-minute relaxation time wearing your face mask. Massage the remaining essence into your skin, and then you can either finish with your moisturizer, etc. I like to do this at nighttime. You're gonna do this maximum twice a week. I only do it once a week right now. It takes about 20 minutes for the whole process to do the device and then sit with the mask. So I do it as an evening wind down thing once a week, and it's very relaxing. There is no pain whatsoever. It is not a painful thing. It is not an anxiety producing activity. It is very relaxing to me. So let's take a look at what is actually in this face mask. All right, I put my contacts back in because I can't stand not being able to see. Let's talk ingredients. Now, we have some interesting ones here. One of the things I like about AMIRO as a brand is that their research into skincare ingredients that they couple with these devices is legit. And you know I love my science. You know I love my evidence-backed cat hair in the mouth. My evidence-backed ingredients. And let's start out with a form of collagen. Now, you know I've been talking about collagen, and I have a video coming all about collagen in skincare, topical collagen, and why it's typically not what you might infer, thinking, you know, oh, well, my body makes collagen, so obviously it's got to be the same thing, right? Yeah, well, usually it's not. However, what AMIRO's using is recombinant type 3 collagen. What does that mean? I'm gonna give you all the fancy words and then break them down in plain English. So the recombinant type 3 collagen is a human identical, produced in the lab version of collagen. This is why I don't formulate 100% natural skincare, because I do believe there are man-made things that are actually fantastic. Science is amazing. It's not always amazing. Some things are not great for us, but in some cases it is. So I like to use things that are good uses of science. So what the difference is regular, like the human-made collagen molecules are too big to penetrate the skin. They're typically going to serve a hydration purpose in your skincare rather than actually helping the body, helping the actual collagen that your body is making. Well, this has been bioengineered to have a lower molecular weight, so it can get into the deeper layers of your skin, which is why it's more impactful that way. It's not just sitting on top, it's actually able to get in there. It can penetrate. The second set of ingredients, I'm going to make sure I say this right, fibronectin and elastin. So you've probably heard of elastin. It's the thing that gives your skin like the bounce back, you know, like the bounce back. So it's not just, you know what I'm saying? Like it's got cush, you know? That's your elastin. So these are matrix proteins. And okay, I'm gonna do this with my hands here. I'm gonna make this little matrix. Think of them as the scaffolding that your skin cells are attaching to. It's like the matrix that gives structure to your skin, right? So the fibronectin is what is helping your skin cells adhere to the matrix, if you will. I got Neo flying through my head. Dodging bullets. Like, adhering to the matrix. That's the fibronectin is helping those cells to adhere to this mesh, and the elastin is helping to give you the bounce back in your skin. So those two combined are helping the structure of your skin. That's good stuff. Then we have sodium hyaluronate, which you've probably heard of. It is the salt form of hyaluronic acid. And because it's got the lower molecular weight, it can get deeper, holds 1,000 times its weight in water. You've heard all this about hyaluronic acid before. This is your hydration anchor of this mask. Now I have to look at my notes again so I say this correctly. The fourth ingredient, L-ergothioneine. Yes. Sound it out, girl. Sound it out. So the LE ingredient is what my brain is shortening it to. It's an amino acid found in mushrooms. We love our shrooms. Enters the cells. Now, I'm not going to there's a whole bunch of acronyms here. It's got a specific transporter. Oh, that's just getting too deep for me. Once it's inside your cells, it's basically the whole point is it can get inside your cells. It gets into the mitochondria and it like scavenges. We got dual purpose here. We got anti-inflammatory and we have antioxidant. So it scavenges free radicals, gobble them up, get them out of here. And it serves an anti-inflammatory purpose. So there's two different markers. I might as well say them, TNF-alpha and MMP1, two different markers of they're inflammatory markers. So when you have collagen degradation, those are the two markers that are indicative of your collagen degrading in your skin. So the mitochondria are scavenging the free radicals and suppressing those markers. that way you're having anti-inflammatory and antioxidant. The antioxidant is gobbling up the free radicals. The anti-inflammatory is turning down those markers that are signaling the collagen degradation. So dual purpose there. Then we have caffeine, which I'm sure you've heard of, but this is phospholipid encapsulated caffeine. Targets microcirculation, helps it be more bioavailable. It is going to help constrict your blood vessels. If you have any sort of, fluid buildup, it's going to help decrease that so you look less puffy. So here's where I actually stand on this device. Is it going to be the same as going into a med spa or a clinic and getting a HIFU, the high frequency ultrasound treatment? No, it's not quite that. It's got lower energy levels than you would get in a clinical setting, but that's good. That is by design. You don't want to be harming yourself with devices like this. You want it to be safe. You want it to be suitable for at-home use by the everyday person. Hello, everyday person right here. You want that. And this is not meant to give you instantaneous results. This is meant to work over time. Like I said, this repair process, like what I just did to my face, isn't really going to be repaired until 28 days from now. And that's just one use. So you need to do this over time. You're looking at 3 to 5 months to get a noticeable result. You're definitely going to want to take photos of before and then take weekly photos with no makeup on in good lighting so that you can see the results. Because when you look at your face every day, you're just not likely to be able to tell. That said, just in the 2 weeks that I've been using this, I think I've used it 4 times total. If you include the time I just used it. So I haven't even gotten through a full, repair cycle of my skin since I've been using this device. But the one thing I have noticed, and it falls almost in line with, if you guys watch all of my videos, you might have caught a few videos back a couple weeks ago when I was talking about how people had been commenting that because I've lost weight, I need to change where I'm placing my blush on my face. And my whole thing was, I don't have like a natural cheekbone structure, not that I'm used to being able to see anyway. And so that was a little struggle for me figuring out where I'm supposed to be putting my blush. And I have noticed just this past few days, like this week, that I'm finding my cheekbone more. I haven't lost any weight in the last 2 weeks, but I can see, so something's firmer because I can see where my cheekbone is. And that's just the beginning. So are you going to see results instantaneously? No. If you have patience and you use it regularly, the 1 to 2 times a week that they recommend, over time, within a month, you should start seeing improvement. Within 3 months, you should really be noticing that it is helping your skin. I like it. I don't see a downside to it at all. I appreciate that AMIRO publishes all of the technical parameters and all of the fine details, both about the device itself and about the ingredients in their products. You can look them all up. It makes me far more comfortable recommending it because they've got that transparency there. Their support is actually also very helpful. You can ask questions. Like I confirmed about the contact lens wearing. It just makes me more comfortable with them as a brand, that they are responsive that way. If you are interested in at-home devices to firm and tone and lift your skin, I recommend it. Who's this for? If you're 20 years old, you probably don't need it. Your body is making collagen real well. Early 30s are probably still fine. As you get into your later 30s, I would say definitely 40s and 50s, that's like the prime time. This is not going to stop your body from aging, but it is going to slow the process and give your body what it needs to stay as healthy as it can for as long as it can. And that's good. I want my skin to be as healthy as it can be. I was watching a video that someone was comparing devices like this to washing your jeans. And this just made sense with my brain. So I'll share it with you in case it makes sense with your brain. So you know when you have a favorite pair of jeans and you wash them and they're a little bit snug when you first put them on, and that's kind of the, ooh, they're fresh. But then as you wear them throughout the day and maybe a few days, I wear my jeans for a week before I wash them. As you wear them, they sort of stretch out a little more and a little more. And by the end of the time you're wearing them, they're not that nice snatched fit that you love. And you wash them, and then they perk back up. They're nice and snatched. It's kind of like that. You know, you're giving your face the fresh washed pair of jeans. And that made sense to me. So there you go. Now, they do have issues if you're pregnant, if you have a pacemaker, anything electrical devices. You will want to read the manual thoroughly and make sure that it is not going to conflict with anything that you've got going on in terms of your conditions. Consult with your physician, your dermatologist, if you have any circumstances like that might impact the use of an ultrasound device. But otherwise, I like it. I like it a lot. I'm going to keep using it along with all my other devices because, you know, I'm a geeky electronics nerd. I love computers. I love electronics. I love all this stuff. I love science. And AMIRO, you done good. I'm a fan. Yeah, so if you're interested, check it out. I will have the link down below. If you use my code, it will get you $270 off the retail price, brings it just over $500, $519.99 with the code. And I think it also comes with a free gift if you use my code. So I will link that all down below. Not sponsored, but I do get a commission if you use my code. I appreciate if you do, but I recommend it regardless. As always, thanks a lot for taking some time out of your day to geek out over skincare with me. I appreciate your time, and I hope you guys all have an awesome day or night wherever you are in the world. Take care of each other. Bye-bye.